Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat and I'm back. I am playing around with these. I couldn't stop once I started these. I know I stopped the video, but I'll show you all of them that I got. I mean, a lot of them you saw already, but our pumpkin here that we did, I added some other things to it to give it a little bit more interest. You guys saw this one. Oh, except I punched holes. So remember I mentioned you could do the incense burning, and you could definitely do that. But I just punched holes with a small, you can see, I don't know what size that is. Well, maybe you can see. Hole punch. I mean, obviously I'll grouped them all together. Then I took my Stabilo All, which I showed you guys. Where did I put it? I see I put everything away. I used my Stabilo All, colored in there, got it wet, and then I added a little bit of my white Posca. So it kind of looks like it got burnt, which I like better because, as I told you, incense is not my favorite thing in the world. And then I did the same thing with this leaf. Put a hole in it. That one turned out pretty cool. And I have a mushroom, which we saw. You guys saw this one. I think I added some dots to it. That one's done. Oh, I made a acorn and another pumpkin. So that's all the pieces I have. Now what I want to do is make some clusters that could either go on a card front. So just, you know, a regular card front, add the cluster, maybe add a little saying or whatever. Or you could use them on the side of a journal page or wherever. So we're going to play around with that. So this is kind of a continuation of yesterday, but I just was playing and I'm like, well, I'm just going to do another video since I'm still playing with these. So the first thing I'm going to do, I think, is stamp this, and you might not even see hardly any of it. But I like to do my backgrounds. You know me, I do layers and layers and layers, and some things you see and some you don't, and that's just fine. That's just sort of how it works. So how is everybody? I hope that you guys are doing fantastic. I am well. It's same day, so I may not be super chatty. Not that I'm ever really super chatty, but you know. I do want to say hugs and blessings to Sunshine, Rhonda, and Christine. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Thank you for watching my channel. Any activity on the channel is greatly appreciated. I'm going to sand this just a little bit to take a little bit of that away and give it a little softening. And this again is just my HelloFresh bag. So I'm still using my HelloFresh bag. They really are great for this kind of stuff, but so is the Amazon packing paper. I mean, the two things would work equally the same. So it's just, this one's a little bit lighter. That's about the only difference. Lighter in color is what I should say. Now, you can do all this inking, or you can just stack up a bunch of fun stuff and put your, I'm going to run it through the sewing machine, but you don't have to do that either. Put your piece on, your pumpkin or leaf or whatever. This is from my leaf die cuts that are in my Etsy shop. I send those, where is it? I send you a package like this. So you get the different color papers where they were cut out from and the leaves. So you can use the negative, I guess it's called. Also, or you could use them as stencils. Whatever floats your boat. I just send them along because they're kind of cool looking and you can do stuff with them. So rather than me just throwing them in the trash. But yeah, they do make kind of cool little stencils as well. I'm sorry, it's starting to get hot in here, and I was wearing my slippers and my little jacket here, and I didn't realize I was hot till I turned on the camera. Do you ever do that? You get like sucked into what you're doing, and then you're like, oh wait, I'm kind of hot. Or another thing I do a lot is, I think I'm hungry. Oh, well, yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I might be hungry. That's possible. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're just gonna, I have junk on my desk. I mean, it's actually cleaner than normal, but I always have stuff everywhere. So I'm just gonna grab stuff. We're just gonna make up some clustery type things. And yes, I will be inking a lot. I apologize, but that's just how it is sometimes. You know me, I do like to ink. And I know it's not everybody's thing, but I like it. I just always feel like it's unfinished without the ink. Well, especially because I like the grungy stuff. So I'm inking. I'm going to put that one over here. And see, you're just going to see bits of that writing. And I'm going to leave some of them hang off or whatever, because like I said, they're going to go onto a journal page or onto a greeting card base. So even if it hangs up a little bit, it's not going to get bent and stuff, because it'll get glued down to whatever it ends up on. If you see what I'm saying. I'm going to put this one down the other direction. Like this, I think. We'll have a little piece of letter. Yeah, these were too fun to make, so like I just had to finish them up and then do something fun with them. So thank you for joining me. If you have come back, I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I think I'll do something like this. I'll stitch it, and then, where'd I put it? Oh, I think I'm going to use this pumpkin. It'll go on, but I think I want to stitch it first. So what I'm going to do is glue it together. We'll make a couple, and then I'll go stitch them, so you guys aren't like, oh my gosh, you gotta go stitch again. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. My little cat is snoring under the table. He's just a goofball. Yesterday he slept out on the patio on my chair most of the day. He was just happy as all get out. It was like the perfect temperature, no wind, no anything, and he was just happy camper out there. My husband and I went on a like 3.5 mile walk. It was just awesome. And today is our 29th wedding anniversary. When you watch this, it'll be over, because today is Monday for me, and that's our anniversary. So that is super fun. We went out to dinner and stuff this weekend. We're not gonna, weekdays are always interesting. We don't generally do a whole lot during the week, because husband doesn't always get home on a certain time. He's salary, so he just, you know, he doesn't have like regular hours. Kind of all over the place. So yeah, it's just easier to do it on the weekends, then we don't have to stress about being late or something for a reservation. Couldn't think of what it's called, you know, something or other. But yeah, it's super fun. Good weekend. I did get to see the kids though, but that's pretty normal. They're both working and stuff. Okay, so I'll stitch that and then we will revisit. But let's get kind of a stack of them or something, so that, you know, I'm just going to tear this skinny piece off of this bag, and we'll do a skinny one. But you can make them all, you know, different sizes and things, because that's sort of the fun part about page edge. And then another thing you can do, once you get a few layers on here, you can use these as tucks, which is nice. So you can you know, tuck something into the side of it or whatever, but I am going to leave that over there because I like the way that looks. And the other cool thing is this kind of paper, if you do this motion with your dauber, whatever, it will kind of curl the edges a little bit. Which can also look kind of cool, especially if you're talking about a grungy journal. So, very fun. I like it. I need to move some things out of the way. Some book page. This is from kids' book. You can tell because the writing's huge. It should be the other way around, right? Kids should have the little tiny writing, and when we get old, we should have this big fat writing in our books. Because I don't know about you, but some paperbacks now, it's like, yeah, I cannot read that. I wear reading glasses for everything now. Far, I can see so far, like my eye doctor's like, you're probably never going to have to worry about glasses as far as far, distance. But right here, that's a whole nother story. I think I'll use the mushroom on this one. So we're going to put that piece down. I'm just going to kind of glue this side more and leave that side unglued because it's going to hang over. Doesn't really matter, but that way it won't be sticking to everything because I kind of had that problem with the other one. It's just going to hang over a little bit. Okay, and I think when I put my mushroom down, I want a piece of this. Like, it looks like it's growing out of it. And this is some paper that my aunt gave me for Christmas last year. And it's just really cool. She made it, and I don't even know how she did it exactly. But I think I'll just sort of glue the bottom of that. And then that way, after I do some stitching, I can tuck that in there. I don't want to stitch on those. I kind of want them to just be like they are. That's why I'm saying it that way. I can go up the sides and everything. Just leave a little spot. To put the mushroom in. Like a little ground cover type thing. And then I think we'll use one of these leaves down there. I can get a hold of something here. I don't want one that big. And I think I need a different color. Maybe. I'm going to put some ink on it so it won't be that screaming orange. It's pretty orange. But the cool thing is you can ink them and stamp them and do all those things to them so that they don't look so crazy orange color or whatever color. I want this one. Yellow, whatever color. And I'm going to ink those, like I said. They just look better when they're inked. Okay, and then I'm also going to stamp it. I think instead of black, I'm going to use I'm going to rub it off on my book over here first, my glue book. And then I'm going to use the scorched timber. Just kind of give some speckles on there. And that works pretty good. I just have a mess over here. Paper, paper everywhere. Always. You could spritz them also with the Tim Holtz ink. I've done that before and that works good. We're just keeping it kind of simple here today. So put one of those there and one of them here, like so. So what are you guys up to? You have good fall weather or things going for fall? I don't even know what we're going to do for Thanksgiving yet. I suppose I should probably figure that out. My mother and father-in-law aren't going to be in town. They're going away, and we usually spend it with them. So I need to get my act together and figure it out. Okay, and then I kind of did that too soon. I jumped the gun there. So, because we need more stuff, but that's okay. Figure it out one way or another. See, luckily I left a little opening there. I'm just gonna let it hang off at the top. I mean, you can do these however you want. Oh my goodness, this paper. It's just disintegrating. As it does. Oops. Okay. I think I want a little bit of this Tim Holtz. I just want the writing because it's in black. I mean, I could use a beetle or something, but I think I'll just go with the black writing. And I can crinkle it up a little bit and ink it. I forget I have that stuff sometimes, and then I pull it out and I use it, and then I put it away, you know, and then I forget again. It's bad. But that's everything. That's why I end up leaving stuff out everywhere, because it is very hard to remember what you have and to use everything if it's put away all the time. As I'm sure you know, if you do this crazy thing called junk journaling, or any paper crafting, honestly, card making, all of it, because there's just so many things. I'm just gonna fold that over and be done with it. And then I'm gonna take my little stamp and I'm gonna put it back in the black ink. Just to get some stuff on there. This might look kind of neat. I don't know. Let me see. This goes here. I don't know that I really need anything else on that. I think I'll save that for another one. So that will get stitched. Those will go together. And I'll show you when I'm done. We'll do one more and then I'll go stitch everything. So maybe we should do a pumpkin. Let's see what we get. This one I would probably do for maybe a card front. So I think I will take more of a square piece. And of course you could use more than one, what do you call it, piece, you know, a pumpkin and a leaf or whatever you want. guesstimate about there. I think that'll be decent for a card front. What is that? I better check. I usually do about 4 by 6. Yeah, that'll work good. That's about 5, and it's roughly 4. So I could actually take just a little bit more off. Of course, this also could be used for a journaling card or something like that too. So it doesn't have to be a card front. If you don't do cards, you do you, boo. This is paper, tissue paper, white tissue paper that I just stamped all over, which is another really fun thing to do. And I need to do some more because I think this is my last piece. But very similar to the Tim Holtz tissue. So I think we'll put that as our background. A lot of it you probably won't see in the end, but that's okay. Yeah, I need to do more of that. That was fun because you can use just all kinds of different stamps and make it however you want. There's no right or wrong. I mean, obviously it's fun to use like, oh my goodness, y'all. More, okay, well, I'm just making a mess out of this. Sort of naturey or whatever, if you want to get that kind of Tim Holtz look. But you don't have to. You could do totally different look too. I'm just going to leave this piece off. It's not a necessity. Yeah, that's not going to work right, is it? With the mushrooms. The mushrooms are just going to get covered. Oh well. Bummer days. I thought it would fit a little bit better than that, but it doesn't. I could use a different thing, a different pumpkin or something too. I'll turn it that way. Do I want to stamp this first? Maybe. It won't hurt. Oh my goodness, the glue. The glue. I'm surprised I don't have nightmares about glue. Oh, I glued that whole thing like a goof. Okay then. It just stuck wherever. Maybe we want to use something different. Oh, I like these leaves. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm gonna do. We'll use a pumpkin somewhere else. I could do this too. No, this is good. I like the color right there. Use a piece of this too, I think. some washi, which I also forget about all the time. And those won't go on until after, so. I like that. It just needs some ink-a-dink, ink-a-dink-a-doo. And you know what would be good is water, but I don't have my little water bottle. I don't know where I put it. So I'm just going to put some dots of water because this is Distress Oxide. And we'll just see what that does. And then we could also stamp it with some speckles. Speckles. Like so. I know I'm covering up my music paper. See how silly I am? I really like that though. Do I want it up here? Yeah. I might like it up here. And obviously that's just a, you know, that middle section of book page from an old book. I did like it there, but you know how I am with the whole music paper. Needs more of the numbers. It does take a minute sometimes. Yeah, I like that better. And I'm just going to crazy stitch all over these, and then I'll come back and we'll put the other pieces on. I'll use black thread because that'll show up really well. Oopsie. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to do some stitching on these and then I'll come back. So those two go together. That's on this skinny one and then the skinny one on the other one. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, hello, I am back. So we have them all stitched crazy, just back and forth and all over the place. Circle, however you feel like doing it, doesn't matter. All right, so let's start with the first one. We have our skinny little pumpkin's gonna go on this one. And now he has a place to sit. So let's get him glued down. Skinny mini like my husband. He's gotten skinny. He needed to for his blood pressure. So it's just crazy. All right, there's that one. And then we have this one, which was going to be two of the pieces, and this would be a card topper, or it could also be for a pocket or something in a journal. It doesn't have to be for a card. It's just probably how I will use it. I do like these leaves with the holes punched in them, and that to me is way better than the incense thing, because it does get to me. It does get lost a little bit. So we'll go around those with the Stabilo all, see if we can't make them pop out a little more. All depends on the colors you use. And then that little mushy, cute little mushy. Okay, so let's take this and just kind of go around these. And hopefully that will make them a little easier to see. You know what these would probably look really cool on? I just thought of it. Is some black paper. So if you really wanted to simplify this whole process, you could do, you know, do the leaves and stuff like this, and then put them on black paper. Totally up to you. Oops, just drew on the... Oh my goodness. Do I need it with this one? Yeah, maybe a little bit. That's the problem when you're using old paper. Yeah, it happens. But it's easy to do something like this to help them stand out. If I'd have thought of the black paper sooner. Okay, and then take your water pin again, just like we did on the piece. Just give it a little shadow. To help it stand out more. Okay. Even put a little shadow across here if you wanted. For the meshy. I forgot today was Columbus Day and I went and checked the mail. I'm like, why didn't I get my... I'm waiting for my Somerset Studio magazine. It's like, oh yeah. It's Columbus Day. Silly girl. And my fingers sticking to the paper. I think that helps. That leaf was the hardest to see because it had that white on it. Or is actually gray by the time I finish using all the stuff, but I do love playing with the Stabilo All because it does all the shades of gray, and it, I don't know, it just turns out cool. Alrighty. That is them. Hopefully you can see them okay. So our number one, if I can get the pin in the glue, is our little grungy pumpkin and our little grungy mushy and our grungy gourd and leaf. Very fun. Very autumn, I feel like. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you give it a whirl. And I will see you again soon. Love ya. Bye.